Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2022 Western Showdown, the largest international women's curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you've decided to join us to see some of the top female curlers in the world participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the branch director of RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and supporter of curling in our community, we're so proud to be supporting the Western Showdown for its inaugural year. RBC is committed to working with our community partners to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the communities in which we live. Thank you to everyone from the Western Showdown team for putting together this amazing event. On behalf of RBC, enjoy the tournament.
We're for agriculture, for growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Testing. We are live. Synonymous Curling Saskatchewan, Sean Joyce. Hello, Sean. separate game. Fine, Karen, fine. You got me? I'll be joining in a second, but take the time now to say hello, YouTube audience, CBC Gem. Thanks for tuning in to some live curling and Scoreboard. World-class teams battling out here in the World Championship. That's the one dog, guys. The B-Qualifiers. We've heard that's our strongest field is B-Qualifier. World Champion Tirinzoni. Multiple time World Champion Tirinzoni. Japan's Yoshimura. Very strong team. Maybe Canadians have heard a little more of Fujisawa, but Sayaka Yoshimura, her team, have been playing at a very high level for 4 or 5 years now. So they made the championship in North Bay, Ontario. Super strong team, and of course that trademark Japanese cheer and teamwork and support out on the ice, which Japanese teams are very noted in the cricket. Know that body language, lots of high fives, lots of smiles. Very good example of positive support systems with the Japanese curling program. But their Team Yoshimura is going to have their hands full today with the Tirinzoni team. The semi-final was a all Swiss matchup. The semi-finals was close. Tirinzoni advanced with some Rafael Kaiser taking the incredibly entertaining game we had earlier today, 12:30. Lots of play, angles, taps, tactical decision making. Tirinzoni choosing to give Rafael Kaiser did shot number 6 then. That gave Kaiser 1 point. Tirinzoni missed the shot number 3 in the 7th. So they put them up 1 point. And in the last end, an amazing pressure draw to save the game from Winnipeg. Makes it nearly perfectly, and last rock thrower, Steve Strongke, could not make the shot. Advances to qualifier. Team Yoshimura was able to catch that game. As, they went through Stefano Constantini, one of the Austria, that team, the Italian team. Stefano, of course, winning Olympic gold in mixed doubles. Just face and a name to remember. Stefano Constantini last weekend, putting on an amazing show. Really outclassing their opponents last weekend. So Constantini will drop to the sea. Same with Rafael Kaiser, and these two teams, Silvana Tirinzoni and Sasktel, battled it out. B-Qualifiers hopefully as well. Like I mentioned, the star side of the team. Are you reading that in the comments, or did you monitor that on the YouTube?
Both, yeah. A couple of people mentioned in the comments, and I just turned.
Thank you very much.
It's checked into the YouTube, and it was a little bit quiet.
Hopefully that makes a good difference there. I was just telling everyone about the incredible semi-final that we were treated to earlier today.
Yeah, that was a great game, and I'm looking forward to this one a lot. It should be just exciting, I'm hoping.
That Team Yoshimura has come a long way. I remember in 2018 or 19 when I was in North Bay, they were kind of the surprise finalists in North Bay. I don't think they won that one. But I remember interviewing Sayaka and second rock thrower Anna Almira, and they were just so excited to be at that competitive level. And I just love to see how good they've made on that. Looks like this first end has ended before I even had a chance to get a pulse on it. a 9-minute end.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Open hits and leading to a blank.
So, blank end. When we come back.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Second end here, Tirinzoni with hammer. Able to manage the blank. Kind of textbook start to the game. Really quick end. Both teams just kind of settling in. Getting in the hack, chucking their first rocks. Getting that feel. Looks like we will have some action here in the second end with Yoshimura putting their stone right on the button, as good as it gets. So if Tirinzoni planned on blanking this end again, they would have made a play on that. But nope, we'll get a corner guard from Briar Schwaller.
And a tight center guard coming up here for Yoshimura. And sounds like the chat says they can hear us nicely now, so that's good.
Excellent. We appreciate that feedback on the chat there.
Already 240 viewers on the YouTube stream.
Yep, I had a feeling.
I'm sure that'll continue to grow as the game goes on.
Early Sunday morning in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. Late afternoon in Western Canada, Saskatchewan time, Mountain time, Alberta and Saskatchewan. Early evening in Ontario, wherever you're watching from. Thank you for joining us. We had some folks tuning in from Alaska last time. That was fun to see. Let us know in the chat, where are you watching from? Who are you rooting for?
This center guard doesn't quite fully bury the rock in the house, but they were smart to play it so that they guarded the side of the corner, so this roll will be into the open. So they do just wick off that center guard and roll through the house.
Yeah, those are the worst possible results. You kind of wish you either really got that center guard out of the way or you made the play on the one of the rings. Just that little tick, you're going to get neither result, and it's almost as if they never even threw the rock. Beautiful jackets from Team Yoshimura here. Always love me some color.
And speaking of color, I just scrolled through the scoreboards and there's so many different teams from all over the world here. Got teams from Sweden, Scotland, Canada, Italy, Germany, Switzerland, Korea, Japan. It's crazy how diverse the field is.
Oh my goodness, it's just so cool to see all these teams deciding to come to Swift Current and Western Canada, doing some bonspieling. They'll go back and forth across the country and the world all season long. And that's the beautiful thing about this Curling Stadium Live. These teams were bonspieling that much, you know, as long as you've been watching curling. It's just, we never really got to see that side of things. Just watching the Briar and Scotties on TSN World Championships, maybe the Grand Slam of Curling on Sportsnet. But other than that, we weren't really able to follow these teams on their tour play. As you can see, they take these games just as seriously as any other.
Absolutely. Yeah, at best, before you'd get to see some curling zone scores. Maybe if the event was in town, you could go out and watch, but we're getting such a much deeper dive into the world of curling with curling stadium now this year. It's really great to see.
Yeah, my father went from hammering F5 on the keyboard, just refreshing the curling zone page to see the next score for the next end, to having multiple windows open, watching every game he possibly can. I know there's lots of curling fans doing that exact same thing, and isn't it beautiful? Able to keep tabs on all these great teams and events. Gotta love this call. Coming down the pipe, trying to sneak a rock through this port. Oh, hit and roll. No risk here, really. Because as they tip that top center guard, that's still going to be a positive result.
Yeah, opens up the out-turn draw and the out-turn hit a little bit better.
That is the advantage when you have hammer. If you do decide to play down the middle and tolerate center guards, at least you have the comfort knowing if you miss inside, it's still going to be a positive result. Whereas if that was Team Yoshimura that missed that come around hit and ticked their own center guard off, that's a disaster, right? They've made a shot for their opponent. It's just such a difference. It's a heightened tolerance of misses for the team without hammer. Team Tirinzoni not in trouble yet, but this is certainly not how they drew the end up. Some good control of the 4-foot button area and the center line. Now, I didn't see the broom or the call there. Was Team Yoshimura attempting a come around, or were they trying to replace the guard?
They were trying to replace the guard and just came a few feet deep into the house.
That's going to open up this nose double opportunity for Silvana Tirinzoni, team of a shot maker of this quality. This is a pretty routine throw. Not to take anything away from this team, it's just a respect for world-class athletes here in Switzerland. A little bit of finish. Oh, it's kind of surprised Team Tirinzoni. They weren't sweeping that very hard into the last third of the way.
Yeah, I got caught off guard. They do roll underneath the red guard, which could be good. It could be their second point later in the end. For now, they're gonna have to figure out a way to get rid of this shot rock on the button after Yoshimura puts up another guard.
Slow on the cameras there. Checking up on the chat.
Well-placed guard there.
Yeah, for sure. Japanese curling fans, we're crazy, no sleepers, and that's true. It doesn't matter what time of night it is in Japan. There's always a great contingent of Japanese curling fans joining us for these streams. Geez, we just love reading those comments. So thank you very much, all of our viewers across the world, including Japan. Got a little trick for you English speakers if you're keeping up on the YouTube chat. If you right-click the chat, if you're on a browser, I'm not sure if you can do this on a mobile, but there is a translate to English option. If you right-click the chat and click translate to English, Google will do its best to give you a translation of these Japanese comments. Not always perfect, but it's fun to keep up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to translating the language. Seems to work pretty well. Hopefully there's no mistranslations and
I'm sure there will be.
I won't be able to tell the difference between the English and the Japanese, and then I'll get it all wrong. But so, what are they playing here, Rory?
It's a big show. They're going to try to clean up the middle here. I think the optimal result is a double run back, sending their low yellow stone deeper into the rings. They'll try to clear out at least 2 guards here. Not what they intended, but that's going to work just fine. Probably would have factored into that call, knowing that if you're a little thin, you might get the double peel.
And that yellow rock's hanging around at the back of the house, which is very nice.
I did not catch that. It's a good
Yeah,
eye.
it's a huge problem for the Japanese team. They're going to have to deal with it, so I like just to hit it.
There is still a way to guard this stone to take both shots away, the in-turn run back and the out-turn hit. It's just a much tighter area of perfection that the Yoshimura team will have to achieve here. They'll have to overlap this guard enough so the run back is taken away, but keeping the rock on the button fully guarded. It's going to be a bit of a challenge to manage this line. Or am I seeing a broom in the back of the ring? So they're going to hit this open one?
Yeah, they're just going to hit the open one. They figure it's just too dangerous to try to keep that red one counting. If they misplace their guard by even a couple inches, they could be looking at 3 rocks in the house. So stopping the back one.
Very good point, Ryan. I think that's something I need to develop a little bit as a skip or as a caller of shots. Sometimes I get a little too caught up in how well things used to be going, and I have trouble letting go that my center guard setup has been eradicated. I might get a little greedy in that situation. This is good, like patience, maturity, whatever you want to call it. Just understanding that the situation did change. They were looking very good for a steal, but again, a nice shot by Team Tirinzoni has eliminated that. So they'll make the safe call, eliminate the extra ring, the stone in the rings, and leave Tirinzoni with a moderately difficult run back. Game here in the second end. I guess there's no reason to really go super risky with your strategy. Try to go very hard for a steal. Still a very good chance of a force at this end with 2 Yoshimura stones in the rings, and very likely a double opportunity at the end of this shot, even if it is made. Really going hard for line on this one. Will they hold it? They will.
You make contact and keep both of the rocks in the house sitting 2 with no easy doubles
separation there. Yeah. Sayaka Yoshimura going to take 1 shot at clearing these yellow rocks out. A quite difficult double here in the second end. But the results will be very rewarding if she's able to make this. It'll leave 2 Yoshimura stones in the rings, very likely forcing Team Tirinzoni. That is, of course, if she can stick her shooter around. Pretty difficult task.
Yeah, this is such a long double. I don't even think I'd be considering sticking my shooter around. I would just be throwing P-weight and try to make it happen.
Giving yourself the best chance to make the double.
Yeah. Because sticking the shooter around is really nice, but it's not the absolute most key thing. Making the double is the main focus. So it's just easier to make it with P-weight. Does seem to be throwing it pretty hard.
Really straight balanced slide there from Sayaka Yoshimura. All in the sweeping now, looks pretty close. Oh, almost stopped. That's a bad feeling, knowing that you threw the rock good enough to make the shot, but just weren't able to manage the line quite well enough to get that double. But as we said, that's a lot of distance between those rocks. Really tough to catch that perfectly.
Yeah, great effort there. And Team Tirinzoni is going to have a draw to the house for 2.
Really nice. Here, go ahead.
That back yellow one that just barely stuck around when they played that double peel makes the biggest difference. And if they hit that rock just slightly different, centimeter different, and they don't keep that rock around, and probably just end up getting a blank. Instead, they get a deuce.
It's a very good point, Ryan. All these rocks later, trickle-down effect, you know, forcing Yoshimura to chase that one on the wings. It's opened up a draw for 2. Tirinzoni will take the lead. 2 hits.
We just got our shipment of logos here in for our next event, which is going to be the mixed doubles. As you can see, there's a few of them. There's roughly 20 logos per sheet to be put in for the mixed doubles, along with a couple extra little dots. But all our logos come from Jet Ice. They are the best logos to put in. We use them around the world, and they're very easy to install. As you can tell, this is the center ice logo that's going to be going in for the world. This is about a 4-footer by 10. It's going to look like $1 million. Their colors on their logos are always nice and vibrant. And like I said before, very easy to put in.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Welcome back. Third end here in the B-Qualifier. One of the B-Qualifiers. We got Japan's Sayaka Yoshimura versus Switzerland's Silvana Tirinzoni. Really top quality teams. In the other B-Qualifier, we've got Canada's Abby Ackland from Manitoba, I believe. Winnipeg, Manitoba, indeed. Third, Caitlin Jones. Playing with that team this year. Playing Yoonjung Kim, the Olympic silver medalist from Korea, South Korea. Team Tirinzoni having taken the 2-point lead sees no reason to throw a guard. They'll place 2 stones in a row in the top 4. Sayaka Yoshimura playing a delayed corner strategy. Meaning they address the stone in the house first, knowing that they will throw a corner guard on their next rock.
Yeah, when you play a delayed corner, you want to roll the top 4 rock off to the side and hope your opponent doesn't roll back to the center line perfectly. Fortunately, they ended up nosing, giving Tirinzoni the nose back, so they still have that rock top 4 foot on the center line. So yeah, when you do a delayed corner, you want to hope that your opponent's rock is no longer on the center line. You got to throw up a corner guard without worry of your opponent playing back to the center so easily. Didn't quite work out that time, but it's just like a standard end, just delayed by 1 rock for each team now.
You're taking that opportunity to roll your shooter off the center line. They did stick in the center line, so it made the return shot by Tirinzoni quite easy. But even still, with a rock on the center line, Yoshimura does throw that corner guard. You're trying to get that bonus roll from that first stone. And now Yoshimura will look at 2 very good Tirinzoni stones right down the middle of the sheet. I like this call, the hit and roll for another corner.
Yep.
Raising the degree of difficulty, trying to hit this stone a little closer to the center than you normally would with a peel. The main objective, of course, is removing this stone from the center ice position. Secondary goal, leaving your shooter as a corner guard. They're pretty close here. And some nice up weight from Anna Onidera. Will make that shot darn near perfect. Silvana liking her shot in the top 4 will replace that center guard. Second rock thrower, Carol Howell. One of 2 new faces on this team. Not a new face to Swiss curling, however. Playing with many other top tier Swiss teams, Vinja Felcher, Irene Shorey. Already a pretty storied career for Carol. Just 29 years of age. And the other new face, Briar Schwaller. Partner of Yannick Schwaller. Top tier Swiss curler. I keep confusing Swift and Swiss. Team Yoshimura season opening here. Trying to finesse a shot halfway takeout.
I mentioned last time, when you play these center guards, it's really hard to completely bury your rock in the house every single time, but you really want to make sure that you're over covering the side of the corner guards, which they did not do there, which allowed Team Yoshimura to hit and roll under the corners. But they did not kill the yellow Tirinzoni rock on that shot.
Leaving an opening. If you're Team Yoshimura, you'd much rather hit on the side that would give you a roll behind your corner guards.
Yeah. Head-to-head on these two teams, or these two skips, is 1-1. Played in 2019 in the Masters, where Yoshimura won. And then last year in the Women's World Curling Championship, where Tirinzoni got the better team, Yoshimura.
Very interesting. I thought there'd be more than one head-to-head match, or more than two head-to-head matchups.
Yeah, oftentimes these top-level teams play each other in the 10s to 20s of times, but every once in a while you find a matchup that's less common for just by chance.
Yeah, I mean, it would likely be at world tier events or here in Canada that they would cross paths, with Tirinzoni kind of working the European circuit, and Yoshimura, of course, residing in Japan. It does make sense in some ways. Yoshimura trying to find that magic spot where they're going to be able to create an angle where their stone's going to be tougher to remove. Just haven't been able to make that happen yet.
Nice clean shot here to sit 3.
Yeah, no reason to be picky about the roll there. Excuse me. If you're wondering who these voices are, my name's Rory McCusker. I'm in Regina, Saskatchewan. I produced these games for Curling Stadium Live, so the camera switching and sometimes movement. We haven't gotten that set up this weekend for me. But your live streaming extraordinaire producer. Talk to us in the chat. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. And I'm joined by Ryan Parent from Calgary, Alberta. Are we experts? Are we storied curlers? Nope, we're just fans like you.
Nice shot there to roll frozen and sitting one currently.
Would have loved to keep that angle just a little bit on the inside. Does make that stone removable, but likely that second yellow will be leaving the rings as well. Yoshimura, fourth shot along the wings. Perhaps they're thinking to themselves, how can we count that stone? Seems to be a little forgotten about with all the action in the 8-foot here, but a couple rollouts or doubles made. That stone in 12-foot definitely in play.
Absolutely. Alina's got to be very careful to make sure her shooter sticks around and doesn't leave any easy doubles here. With the weight they're throwing, I'm not convinced that this red rock, or sorry, they're just throwing a draw.
Let's think. They see a good center guard and figure why not use it.
Yeah.
It is an interesting call though, isn't it, Ryan, in the third end here, up 2 points.
Yeah, it is interesting. I quite like it though. I think it makes a lot of sense. Hitting the back one's a little bit dangerous because you're removing that yellow for sure. That is one of the rocks without counting the red behind those corners there.
And unless they roll unless they roll behind the center guard, they're going to leave a double. So I guess you ask yourself, do I have a better chance of making a nearly perfect roll, or do I have a better chance of just drawing a rock in there?
Yeah, and even if you make the roll, you're still going to be sitting back house. To draw, you can sit top house, which is obviously preferred.
Very good point, Ryan. What does your competitive season look like this year, Ryan? Who are you playing with?
I'm playing with similar team to last year. Played with John Ritchie at lead. We have Tyler Powell, who's joining us for the first time this year at second, and Zachary Hoy at third in Saskatchewan. And me and Tyler both live in Calgary, and John lives in Leduc, and Zach's up in Edmonton.
Oh, very cool. So you guys are able to get together for some team practices and such?
Yeah, practice occasionally. Oftentimes we'll practice the night before Bonspiel starts.
It's becoming more common, yeah, with traveling teams like yourselves?
Yeah, it's hard to get together for team practices. We don't want to drive for 2 hours on an off weekend just to practice for a couple hours. So we try to squeeze them in before, or sometimes after an event. If we get knocked out early, we'll do a couple practices after we're knocked out. But that's not ideal, obviously.
No, but good use of the time. I've heard coaches say both. I've heard coaches say playing is the best practice, and I've also heard that purposeful practice is key. So it's whatever works for everyone.
You definitely need both, I think. Purposeful practices to really dial in consistency with your release and with your weight, and just get a good feel for the ice. And then team practices or playing games is definitely the best way to practice communication. It's just hard to simulate a game within a practice with the loud noise going on and the strategy and the differing ice conditions. So,
heavy draw here by Yoshimura. Still a dangerous rock, but not in a controlling position. Elena Pats is going to have a chance to sink one into the 4-foot here. Try to get a force or a steal here in the third end.
Yeah, big shot here. I think Yoshimura might be sitting 2 at the moment, so this has to be good.
It's 1 and 3 from my angle. You have a little bit of a lower resolution than I do.
Okay. Shot's looking good.
Sweeping for line at that point. Satisfied with being in a position where it's not going to be removable. This will leave a shot for one for Yoshimura, but gets the job done. Would have been nice to stay top 4 there. Really take away the drawing path and perhaps even manufacture steal to go up 3 points, which in curling, especially 8-end games, seems to be a pretty magic number. Once you go 3 points up, your likelihood of winning the game in any capacity skyrockets.
Yeah. Generally fairly, maybe not easy, but doable to hold a team to 2 at any point in the game, or at any end.
More or
So
less
being up
challenges
3 is certainly the turning point for having a game secured.
And if you think about it as your opponent gets 2, you get your single, then your opponent gets 2. That took 3 ends just for them to tie the game for you, maintain hammer. So
Yeah.
often a 3-point comeback is needed, or sorry, a 3-end comeback is needed when a team goes down 3 points. It can be done. I've seen Briar games where very good teams were up 5 points.
Absolutely.
Brendan Botcher in Brandon 2018. I believe he was playing the Reed brothers or Glenn Howard. Able to manufacture a 5-point comeback. Really an end-to-end sweep there. Great effort by the Yoshimura front end, but not quite enough to get there. It will be a steal of 1 for Tirinzoni. First heavy, then light. Sayaka Yoshimura lets one slip away there in the 3rd end. They'll have hammer in the 4th.
We're for agriculture, for growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
We just got our shipment of logos here in for our next event, which is going to be the mixed double. As you can see, there's a few of them. There's roughly 20 logos per sheet to be put in for the mixed doubles, along with a couple extra little dots. But all our logos come from Jet Ice. They are the best logos to put in. We use them around the world, and they're very easy to install. As you can tell, this is the center ice logo that's going to be going in for the world. This is about a 4-footer by 10. It's going to look like $1 million. Their colors on their logos are always nice and vibrant. And like I said before, very easy to put in.
Welcome back, RBC, Dominion Securities, Western Showdown, B-Qualifier, Japan's team Yoshimura, Switzerland's team Tirinzoni. Some good pressure by Tirinzoni in the opening few ends here. Able to blank the first, manufactured a pretty open deuce in the second end. Team Yoshimura trying everything they can to get hit and rolls and frozen tap back scenarios going, but just weren't able to really capitalize on any of their opportunities. Left the 4-foot open for Tirinzoni to take control of, and with a really nice sweep to drag the rock. Team Yoshimura comes up about 3 or 4 inches short of their draw for 1, so it will be a 3-0 lead for Team Silvana Tirinzoni in the 4th end. Interesting, a pretty quick game as well, Brian. Each end has been just about 15 minutes long.
Yeah, it's nice. Sometimes when there's no time clocks, teams tend to slow way down. Certain teams. And these two are so used to playing under time pressure, though, it's just ingrained in them to play fast.
Yeah, you don't want to be thinking about the time clock when you are timed, so it's best to just get in good habits, good time-saving habits, and be confident in yourself. Understand, still go through your processes, of course, but being cognizant of that, I think you're right. It's a habit that's developed, and it kind of sticks with you. Road sweep here. Oh, they will just tick off. And that's kind of been the story of the game for Team Yoshimura so far, especially up the middle of the lineup. Just real close to getting done what they want to do, but just a little tick here, a little roll there has left the door open for Team Tirinzoni to leave themselves some very makeable shots. The difficulty factor has definitely been higher for Team Yoshimura so far. Little greedy with the sweep call there. They're on it hard at the beginning, but realizing that it was not curling as much as they thought, tried to curl it over. They'll leave the forefoot exposed for Sayaka Yoshimura to, if she chooses, to clean up the forefoot, but it looks like they will be making another draw around the guard. No need to deal with this quite yet.
Yeah, it's always the question, when do we hit roll, or can we keep drawing around? Because at some point it's just going to be too late to draw around, and you're going to have to make a play on those center ones. But ideally you want to delay that as much as possible, because it's so much easier to make a draw than it is to make a hit roll.
Yoshimura will finally get the perfect result they've been looking for. That's a dead buried stone at a nearly perfect height in the rings. Well done by Team Yoshimura, and it must feel nice to finally get one.
Silvana doesn't even consider anything else, just straight to the deal.
3 points. This affords you this luxury of just taking the easy way out.
Sure does.
Silvana pointing at the boards in case her team didn't know. Hey, I want this thing right out of there. Less guards, the better. Silvana can sense a force, an open force type end building, and is very comfortable letting that play out. Team Tirinzoni would love nothing more than to leave a shot for one against multiple counters in the rings once again in the fourth end here. It's been working out so far.
Corner guard leaves maybe just a piece of the rock open. I don't know if they'll make a play for it, but they might try to do a run back now that the rocks are slightly offset. Straight P again. Possibly that. Try to catch that red on the way by.
Yeah, they'll want to be careful with how tight they play this. They would hate to nose the guard, give Team Yoshimura another guard to play with. Smoothest slide from Silvana Tirinzoni, but makes the correction, gets that rock exactly where she wanted it. Halfway peel on that red rock.
Interesting. They're just looks like they're calling just to draw to the open side. Oh no! Now they're saying hit roll. Okay, I think that makes more sense. I feel like leaving those two yellows again would be a little bit aggressive. Silvana could,
like you mentioned earlier in the end. Yeah, like you mentioned earlier in the end, it was always the plan to address these stones in the forefoot. It was just a matter of when.
Yeah, I think they hit the right
pretty promising shot here. So that's going to be all right. Of course, it would have been nice to lie too, but you've got some good separation between your stones and the rings. Judging from the overhead, there is an angle for a double takeout, and Silvana Tirinzoni, of course, can throw the rock hard enough to make this, most definitely. The way that the Japanese team was sweeping straight on that rock makes me think they were indeed trying to clear the forefoot, make the straight double.
Yeah, if they nosed it, then it was about a 45-degree angle on their rocks. Makes it relatively hard to make the double. On the last shot. This one is a little bit more natural double. They rolled it a bit over.
Huge shove from Silvana. That had a lot of steam behind it. As you can see, clears 3 rocks out of the rings, or 2 rocks including the shooter. That was some big weights, and you better believe if that hit the rock a little thicker, that double's made for sure. But catches it a little thin, removes their own stone from the forefoot. That's going to open the door for Sayaka Yoshimura to set up an open count of 2 in this end. No guards needed.
Yeah, now it just comes down to execution. Not much strategy behind this, just make your shots as good as possible.
There will be another angle. Lena Pets will have a crack at this fairly natural double. Looks like a thick half or so.
Yep, thick half. It's fairly long, but definitely makeable.
With this outturn, the rock as it rolls across the house should spin into the target stone, helping it kind of stick in the rings there. Another big weight shot from Team Tirinzoni, trying to clear the Yoshimura stones. Watch from the overhead. Long roll is needed.
They stuff it right on the nose. So now I think Team Yoshimura will probably just want to nose this one back. Maybe a slight roll to the inside they're thinking makes the double as hard as possible. Somewhere around nose, or maybe a rock to the roll to the inside.
Give a little sharper angle, make it a little more difficult.
Yeah. A little bit, yeah, roll in a little bit, makes it sharper. It also brings the rocks closer together, so it's hard to say exactly where you want to go, but around there.
Overseas curling fan on the YouTube chat has said that I think I can do double. The account is My Bed is Broken. Loving these translated Japanese comments. Keep them coming. 2 very tough attempts. That result was not very close for Team Tirinzoni. It's going to leave this open hit once again to lie 2 points. And Yoshimura will be 1 shot away from having a shot at 2 points to get back in this game. First, they got to make this one. Playing that inside-out turn. Really sweep it hard on this one. Will they hold it? They will. But as you mentioned, Ryan, it gives that very makeable angle back to Team Tirinzoni.
Yeah, now it's about a thin half. But even more distance between the rocks now. You got to hit it very accurately. I'm curious for all the Japanese viewers in the chat, if any of you curl. I'm curious what kind of recreational curling they have going on over there in Japan.
Yes, me as well. This is looking pretty close.
Yeah.
No sweep. Across the house double with some weight to spare. Team Tirinzoni, their 4th crack, or is that their 3rd crack at a long double, finally makes it happen. Team Yoshimura trying to position themselves to take away that type of double, but was just not quite able to get their rolls specific enough, and on the last attempt, Lena Pats makes good. Two of the Redstones out of the rings. Will be a shot for one for Sayaka Yoshimura. Take their first point in this fourth end. Nothing on, always a good sign.
Yeah, just cleaning it right down. Nice shot for Team Yoshimura to get their 1 and 4. Now they've got some work to do. They'll have to start stealing at some point. Getting the 5.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Welcome back, fifth end, B-Qualifier. Team Silvana Tirinzoni looking pretty good. Up 3-1 with hammer. Sayaka Yoshimura did their best to create the multiple score ends, some corner guards, some hit rolls. Tirinzoni chasing them across the sheet, just being a little more specific with their makes and misses. Ends up forcing Yoshimura to a shot for only a single. These two teams meeting in this B qualifier. Team Yoshimura has played 5 games thus far, 4 wins and 1 loss. Team Tirinzoni got their loss a little earlier, which means they dropped sooner. Only 4 games played, 3 wins, 1 loss. Something to point out here I'm seeing on curlingzone.com, your source for all stats, head-to-head, analytics, news, events, you name it. Curling Zone's your hub. Looking at the season statistics for Silvana Tirinzoni, 30 wins, 4 losses in their 34 games played. Similarly, Sayaka Yoshimura, 29 games played, 23 wins, 6 losses. Very impressive records for both teams.
Yeah, those are both incredibly good records.
Keeping in mind, those are only the tour event that reaches a certain level where it's kept track of. Individual games at their home club or friendly matches against other teams would not be counted in those statistics. These are just in competition, those are the numbers. Makes them even more impressive, really.
Yeah, I don't think these teams are playing too many games at their home club this year. It seems like they're permanently out here in the West, in Canada and the States, playing in the World Curling Tour events for the most part.
Yeah, it's a good point. Just looking back on some Yoshimura history, it was the 2019 Masters in North Bay, Ontario, Grand Slam of Curling on Sportsnet, where Yoshimura lost to Tracy Fleury in the final 7-5. That was when I first became familiar with this Yoshimura team, and just right away, a couple things stood out to me. Skip Sayaka Yoshimura's confidence in her draw weight, and just always saving the end with a shot. The front end, they play a little different order. Just making sure I get the names right here. With Mina Kobayashi skating down and holding the broom for Sayaka Yoshimura, with Kaho Onodera and Anna Omaya sweeping 6 rocks each, even though they played the third and second positions.
Okay.
Very good sweeping pair, as we saw in the, would have been the second end, or the third end, as Yoshimura was drawing for a single point. That sweeping pair was on that rock the whole way down. It looked like it didn't have a chance, but they got it to within 3 or 4 inches. Very strong sweepers, this Yoshimura team, Kaho and Anna. Rock thrower Carol Howell. Taking her time, discussing things with Silvana here.
Like to play the hit on these back ribs here. Double them out most likely. He's got a curl though. Nice shot.
They will get there. A lot of late finish on that stone.
Yeah, they picked a nice weight. Even though they were playing a double, they didn't have to throw a ton of weight. They just had to move both those rocks a foot or two. Looks like they just threw about a 11-second hog-to-hog weight on that.
Good opportunity here for Yoshimura to get a rock, either buried or frozen. Looks like she's got her broom on the back 4 here. Looks like that stone just got outside and they made an early decision to try and drag it to the back 4. Tirinzoni up 2 with hammer needs no rocks in the back of the rings, no matter what color they are. We prefer no rocks in the back of the rings, I should say.
Nice shot, clears out everything in the back.
Yoshimura still has the center guard to play with. Although they will choose to remove this Tirinzoni stone. Just a little surprised by that. I thought they would do everything they could to keep play centered in the 4-foot here, even if that meant taking a little risk here and playing a freeze tap. They will. Looks like this is ice to remove the stone. To prevent a blank, they'll want to stay around in the rings here. Sweeper Anna Omaya really carving this over. And I cannot believe how far that rock curled.
Yeah, they got fully buried on that. Did not think that was going to happen. Even with the
Combination of a really
backline
good
weight
sweeping
they do.
effort. Yes. Smart weight and really strong sweep gets them the result there.
It's gonna curl up. He just
Worst
touched
case
the
scenario.
center guard and moves it only a couple inches. Still covering almost all of that red one.
Really, the only two misses I can think of from Team Tirinzoni this game have been two center guard ticks. One was Briar Schwaller's come around attempt, a hit around the guard attempt in the first end, I believe, and this next one was Silvana Tirinzoni's up weight hit with either peel or a run back. We're not exactly sure what they're playing there, but yeah. It's the only breaks that Yoshimura has gotten so far this game. Let's see if they can take advantage of it here. Pretty satisfied with their situation they have in the top 8 foot. They'll chase this Tirinzoni rock in the back of the rings. Could put the concept of a blank slightly out of reach for Team Tirinzoni. You might see Tirinzoni shift gears here and go for a multi-point score, especially with a roll that good.
Yeah. But I expect to see them play a draw here. They still could try to figure out everything, but it's a smart play just to start drawing. It would be very difficult to get a blank at this point.
Me and Silvana just talking out if we are to change gears here, if we are to accept that points are being scored this end, and we want them to be multiple scores of our stones, what are we going to do to take back control of this house? They know they have to move one of these rocks off the center line, whether it's the guard or this one in the top 8. Looking at a soft way hit and roll, you can see Alina signaling, hey, if you get the guard, that's just fine.
This call makes lots of sense to try to guarantee you score 1, which, based on the scoreboard, is pretty good. The more aggressive play would be to try to draw behind it and get 2 that way. This is a safer call to make sure you're not giving it a steal.
They understand what the perfect result will be, but they also equally understand what the acceptable result is, which is taking off the center guard. It must be close. Inside sweeper going hard on this one. Looks like it's going to catch that center guard. See if they can't roll this in for a biter. Just gets it a little too thick.
Like how front end comes down even on these relatively simple shots, just to hang around in case there needs to be more strategy discussion, and then once the shot's decided, they go down and clean the whole sheet. It's like one of them takes hogline to hogline and the other one takes hogline to hack. Just decrease the chances of any kind of picks happening.
And all team members active. Just supporting, doing whatever they can. Their role on that team. Team Yoshimura equally satisfied with a steal or a force here. Just looking at the curling zone analytics page. Down 3 points with hammer in the 6th end versus down 1 point without hammer in the 6th end, which is, of course, the results that would happen if Yoshimura either scored 1 or forced Tirinzoni 1. Pretty similar, both around 10% chance of coming back and winning the game. Signaling for a tight guard here. See lead rock thrower Mina Kabayashi place her broom just a few feet high the rings. They will get to that rock to basically the spot they were going for. Maybe showing the wrong side of this top 8 stone in the rings here.
Tirinzoni looking at the exact same situation they had when we shot earlier. With only 2 stones remaining, I would expect they'll definitely play a draw now. Maybe a draw to the back one, possibly.
Yep, Tirinzoni recognizing someone's scoring here, so if it's going to be anyone, it should be us, and it should be 2 points. So with 2 rocks remaining, they'll make their move right now. Sweepers on this one right away. This is pretty wide. Wider than any rock we've seen so far with this weight. Always tough on the sweepers to adjust to that. And a full sweep the whole way down is going to earn them top 8 foot. Not good enough.
Yeah, Team Yoshimura is still sitting 2. So we get a free rock here to make it as tough as possible for Team Tirinzoni to score. We're considering top 8 side by side with the red to block off the draw path. Another option would be to draw in yourself, try to get as much as you can buried.
Well, I wonder what they think about that wide intern path that Tirinzoni just took. I wonder if Team Yoshimura is thinking to themselves, hey, let's make them throw way out there again. That seemed to be kind of tough to judge.
Yeah.
On the other hand, they could be thinking they just gave them a look at it, and so Team Tirinzoni might make good on their second crack at that.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking maybe try to draw to the button yourself here and just tuck a piece under that red one. Kind of force them to play a backline weight kind of shot rather than a straight draw. You're right, like you don't want to leave the out turn draw because it's just the most open path. You don't want to leave the in-turn draw because they just threw it, so they can play hit instead, maybe.
Still got quite a wide area that Team Tirinzoni could draw to on that out-turn side. I doubt that Yoshimura could put a perfect rock anywhere that would really totally cut off the forefoot.
Yeah.
So, like you said, may as well come right to the... Try to put one right on the lid. Tirinzoni throw against 3. Definitely opening up possibilities here, Team Yoshimura. Sayaka Yoshimura's last rock in the 5th end. Trying to fight back. Down 3-1 without hammer. We're trying to manage the line here. Looks significantly light. That may have been the call. or they may have recognized very early on that stone is not going to make it to the 4 foot.
Yeah, if they realize that they're not going to get it to at least the 8 foot, it's better just to let it stop and cut off as much of that draw path as possible. The more you sweep it, the deeper you get, but also the more overall curl you're going to get. If they swept that even to keep it straight the whole way, they probably would have ended up touching the center line. So just let it die and stay out there as far as possible.
I see. Unless you think it's going to get to the place that you need.
Yeah,
it's better
yeah,
off leaving it high.
It's a plan B call, and it was well judged by the sweepers. They could have gone hard the whole way on that and probably wouldn't have quite gotten into the 8 foot, so they did all they could with it.
Lena Pats is going to have her preferred draw path. Shot for one. Still a bit of a momentum swinger in the favor of Yoshimura, finally coming alive, making their shots, forcing Tirinzoni to a single point here in the 5th. Yoshimura will have hammer in the 6th end when we come back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2022 Western Showdown, the largest international women's curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you've decided to join us to see some of the top female curlers in the world participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the branch director of RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and supporter of curling in our community, we're so proud to be supporting the Western Showdown for its inaugural year. RBC is committed to working with our community partners to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the communities in which we live. Thank you to everyone from the Western Showdown team for putting together this amazing event. On behalf of RBC, enjoy the tournament.
Had some questions about if our houses are painted or the logo. Our events are always painted houses, but in the future coming out, I'm pretty sure we're going to be going to all logo houses. They're a great revenue source for any curling club. You can get your advertisements on there, and usually after the first year, the houses are paid for. It's all free money for you. So hopefully check Jet Ice out for your future in-house logo.
Welcome back, Sasktel here. B-Qualifier, Team Tirinzoni and Yoshimura. Both one-loss teams. Tirinzoni having played 4 previous games, Yoshimura 5 previous games. Both teams getting to know the ice quite well at this point.
Team Yoshimura is going to try really hard to get probably a 3-ender here, ideally. Curious what the statistics are in the situation. Just look them up. The curling zone analytics.
I'm seeing teams that are 3 points down with hammer in the 6th end. Only 33 have managed to win the game. 421 end up losing the game. That makes 7.3% chance of victory according to the field average. This is a sample size of 4,850 in games tracked. Second rock thrower, Anna Omaya, being asked to make a soft weight hit and roll. It's going to be absolutely critical for Team Yoshimura to keep all of their stones in the rings.
Yeah, down 3 and 6. I would consider throwing a second corner up before you do a hit and roll, but it's pretty well played. They get a good half rock buried, showing on the outside.
Superb shot there, Anna Omaya. Anna and third, Kaho Onodera. throwing second and third stones, but staying together as a sweeping pair. Lead Mina Kobayashi, skating down to hold the room for skip Sayaka Yoshimura. Really hard sweep, doesn't quite get that rock by. They'll tick off the guard for the third time this game.
Not a terrible result, though. They opened up the corner. For the moment, this red is in front of their yellow, which might not be a good thing later on, but for now.
It's just a tap freeze call here. Needing multiple points, 2 or more. Team Yoshimura will be taking a little more risks, tempting some misses from their opponent. In general, just trying to place their rocks in front of the opponent's rocks, making them more difficult to remove, more complicated to manage. All of these things.
He'll sit on the corner. I think for the rest of this end, Team Tirinzoni is just going to be hitting everything in sight.
I might be mistaken on this lineup. That was the third rock thrown down this end by Team Yoshimura. And that was Kaho Onodera throwing. So I think we had Anna Omaira throwing lead rocks. With Mina Kobayashi throwing third stones.
Oh.
Perhaps I've not been paying attention. Yeah, Kaho Onodera definitely at second position here.
But Mina is holding the room for skip stones, correct?
Another opportunity. Make a little bit of a mess in the center of the rings here. Team Yoshimura getting their wish. Some opportunity brewing in this end already. They'll have to continue being precise. Another big sweep to get this to curl. Great sweep there, Mina Kobayashi.
Looks like there could be a double on these two reds. It's always a little bit tricky when they're this close together and relatively even. So pretty much have to hit them both at the exact same time in order to make the double. You can hit this high one slightly first, but looks like that's what they're going to try. If they do make the double, there's a good chance their shooter rolls up underneath that center red one as well. That'd be a nice bonus.
Another big weight shot from Silvana Tirinzoni. She's been throwing quite a few of these this game so far. Carol Howell on this the whole way. Will they catch? One and just one.
Can you tell who's shot now? Looks like
Sayaka's having some trouble, so I certainly can't.
Oh, she does
Tapping
say
at the Yoshimura.
say they're gonna
figure out. Yeah, just trying to figure out how they're going to make use of this rock behind the tee line and the low Yoshimura guard, which will likely be available for promotion at some point. This end, just trying to discuss where's the best place we could put our rock right now where it's not going to get removed.
I'd probably be playing the freeze down to that back for red or back for yellow rock. You just bump it an inch to guarantee that you sit here. And then
I'm being corrected in the chat here. Thank you very much. Yuna Kotani is our player with the jacket. An alternate player in for Mina Kobayashi. Yuna Kotani, a newcomer for the team. Thank you, Daphne. Thank you, Daphne. And my favorite, my bed is broken. Appreciate that. That could explain the lineup differences. I know that it was previously Omira and Onidera throwing second and third stones. That might explain how they've shaken things up a little bit. Discussion here. Trying not only to plan this next coming stone, but the rest of the rocks for the end. Trying to work through the possibilities, how their strategy could be countered by Team Tirinzoni. Just trying to consider all options here.
what do you play here, Rory?
I think I would play a come around top 4 foot around the existing red guard.
Just a straight draw.
Straight out turn draw. Yep. I think that's my play.
Yeah, I like that. That's what they're deciding on too now.
I don't want to come too deep and leave an angle on this intern side. The yellow-red angle very much favors Team Tirinzoni. That rock in the top of the 8 foot. Got nowhere to go but back onto Yoshimura stones right now. You don't want to make it 2 that it's going to be able to remove.
Only thrown 4 so far, right?
This is Yuna Kotani, the newcomer to this team. We will have to update our lineup. Throwing third stone. First rock. Placing the broom up front for visibility. It will be a draw around the guard.
Well played. Exactly where they wanted it. I'm just wondering now if do they have enough of that yellow rock near the center line to play the intern, squeeze by that red guard, and make the red double? They might. But it might be a little bit too risky. Just take the open hit. You're up 3.
Yeah, if you ever remove your own stone, leaving Yoshimura counting 2.
Yeah, or the guard. Gets
Sure.
it wide or tight. Don't get any reds out.
Don't be right, that'd be a very, very good result. Some more weight from Silvana Tirinzoni. Lots of curl on that intern side. Prior Schwaller able to carve that stone over. For skipping third rock thrower, Silvana Tirinzoni.
There's a couple options here. Like, but first thought would be just to hit the back one and roll under the centers. It's a 2, but Team Tirinzoni has such good control over that forefoot right now. That one yellow in particular near the center line, they can tap it back, run it back, do anything they want with it. So Team Yoshimura is thinking it's still second rock. They have time to get the shooter counting. Maybe they just hit and roll for now on that top one. And roll either corner frozen or center. But they changed their mind and they're going to get that one.
No, but I see your idea there.
It is a
Playing
concerning
those-
looking rock, that yellow one.
Yeah, the 2 yellows on the left-hand side there. Very tough to play those without leaving a double right back. So they'll prioritize counting stones in the forefoot.
Shot. Now Team Tirinzoni can play the run back, play it safe, or they could try to tap that yellow one to frozen. The way the scoreboard is, they look pretty confident with the run back now. If they hit it right, they could get all 3 reds out. Lena Pats is first.
Why not? Really, the rocks in the forefoot are going to be very doubleable. Even if you just remove the guard, may as well take a crack at it while it's low here.
Yeah, if you just peel the guard right off, Team Yoshimura is pretty much going to be forced to replace it.
Close! 1-2. They will get 3 rocks moving. They will remove 2. It's got to be considered a successful shot.
Yeah, it's a great shot. Rolled it open now, so that red's open, and there's no chance that red that hung around on the corner of the house is going to ever count.
2 most dangerous stones for Yoshimura just removed by 4th rock thrower Lena Pets. Sayaka Yoshimura trying to manufacture a multi-score end. take on a difficult corner freeze. Draw around here. First rock, 6th end. Sweeper's working on this one the whole way. Looks pretty good. Really powerful sweeping effort there. Team Yoshimura. Not quite in the spot they were looking for, but really good to make something out of that shot there.
Yeah, it's too bad. It just came up 2 inches light. And after Alina Pets removes this shot stone, I don't know if there's going to be much of a shot for 2 available.
No, they were really trying to get out. Team Yoshimura trying to get that overlap, whether it was behind the yellow rock in the top 8 or in front of it. Either way, well, it looks like they're not going to take it on. They're going to address shot stone here, knowing that there's no real double opportunity.
Yeah.
Team Tirinzoni looking to lie 1 and 2 here. Probably
Team Tirinzoni realizes, I think even if they roll out of the house, there's just not going to be a shot for 2, so there's no point in playing the double. Just take out the shot rock and you're happy. Just peel it out, nice shot.
Well, if there is a chance for 2, we will see Team Yoshimura take it on. Down 3 points, time just running out on taking singles. They'll have to try and manufacture a 2 here.
Yeah, I just don't see the angles working out.
Well, Ryan, if you played backline weight and got it really thin just to tick that red shot a little further forward and maybe catch a piece of the forefoot with your shooter?
Might be possible. I think you need like back 4 weight though. Backline would be a little bit too much. And yeah, you're only gonna hit. You have to hit like 1/8 of the red rock.
Oh yeah, just an inch or 2.
Maybe it is there for 2. It's very, very tough.
The advantage is once the yellow starts moving, if you ever chip your own red into the yellow, once that yellow starts moving, it's going to be going away from the rings. It's going to be going directly sideways. So any movement on that yellow is likely enough to kick it out of the way to count that top red. The trick will be rolling your shooter in.
Yeah, that's the tough part. That's it. It's so thin and just roll your shooter and try to catch the forefoot. It will be spinning though, which is nice. A little bit of spin on the rock. Sometimes it'll grab at the end and pull itself towards the button. I do take it back though. I think there is a shot for 2 here. It's just very, very difficult.
Yeah. No, and still the right call for Tirinzoni. Up 4-1. No point in getting silly. We'll go to the full screen. Zoomed in angle here. See if they can get the movement. Sweeping straight right now.
It's close.
This is close. And she makes it.
Yeah.
Saw it.
Perfect.
They made it. Another end-to-end sweep by front end. Anna Omaira and Kaho Onodera. Really nice to see Yoshimura bounce back there with a big score of 2. Puts this game back in reach. Tirinzoni will have point and hammer when we come back.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 2022 Western Showdown, the largest international women's curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you've decided to join us to see some of the top female curlers in the world participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the branch director of RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and support of curling in our community, we're so proud to be supporting the Western Showdown for its inaugural year. RBC is committed to working with our community partners to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the communities in which we live. Thank you to everyone from the Western Showdown team for putting together this amazing event. On behalf of RBC, enjoy the tournament.
We're for agriculture, for growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Welcome back, Western Showdown. Team Yoshimura makes a really nice shot for two. Just a very specific skipper's kind of shot, which is not a call you would see really at any other point in the end. That was just Team Yoshimura making the Rocks do what they needed them to do to score two there. The difficult kind of chip and roll, maybe like a split might be the best word to describe that shot.
Yeah, they played that shot absolutely perfectly. Just the right way to roll to the part of the forefoot that just peeked out enough for them to touch it and hit a very thin eighth of that top yellow rock. Well played. And the YouTube chat absolutely loves it.
Yeah, YouTube chat popping off.
We're up to about 800 viewers now in this game.
Very glad to have everyone.
It's probably about 9 a.m. or so in Japan now. Yeah, 9:10. So our Japanese fans are waking up to an exciting game.
Oh, they never sleep. Lead rock thrower Briar Schwaller being asked to make a little tap freeze here. Interesting angles taking shape here in the rings. Team Yoshimura will be careful not to set these stones up to be very easily removed. Team Yoshimura will want to take advantage of as many rocks in the rings as possible. Lots of communication here between second rock thrower Kaho Onodera and skip Sayaka Yoshimura, just really making sure they understand each other, where the perfect place to put the stone will be, how much movement they want in the rock with the rocks in the rings. Everyone needs to be on the exact same page for these shots to work out. Trying to get some late finish here. Unfortunately, unable to hold the angles there. I think that red rock on the button will be fairly easily removed. Maybe not with this shot, but...
Yeah, the angle's looking good for Team Tirinzoni now. Did she call the peel, or is she hitting that rock top 8?
Looks like an out-turn peel.
Okay.
Yeah, the center guards are not going to help Team Tirinzoni control this end, so with their first available rock to do so, they will take it off.
Yeah, pretty much anything is good here as long as you're not giving up more than a steal of 1 for Team Tirinzoni, so just open as possible. It's good. Probably ideal is to get a blank or a deuce out of this end.
Knowing a force to 1 is really not that bad either.
Yeah, forces
sets you up to have hammer in the extra end if you end up giving up 2 points in the 8th. In the women's competitive season in 21-22, 90.4% chance of winning the game when you carry 1 point and hammer into the 7th end. So Team Tirinzoni feeling pretty good. Those odds drop to 75% if they end up giving up a steal in the 7th end.
What about if they get forced?
1 point drops them down to 82%, or 83%, I should say. So Yoshimura would be very happy with the force. But steal is still the ultimate goal here in the 7th end for Sayaka Yoshimura.
So that's something I always wondered is the situation. I think lots of teams would consider giving up a steal rather than taking one. Certainly at the higher levels. So it's interesting to see that the curling zone analytics say it's actually about 10 or 12% better to get a force than to give up a steal in this situation. Although I think that probably skews. Well, they just barely get that rock with the Hogburn, by the way. I think the stronger the teams are, which these 2 teams are incredibly strong. I think Team Tirinzoni is actually ranked #1 on the year-to-date rankings so far. The stronger you are, the easier it is to prevent steals from happening. So perhaps for stronger teams, it is still a consideration to be tied with hammer in the last end versus up 2 without.
That's a very good point. It's a good observation. In the high-end men's game as well, we see teams really throw analytics out the window when they're playing a Kui or Gushu tier team.
Yeah, playing teams like that, it just feels so hopeless trying to steal, right?
Exactly. I've seen teams give Kui points in the 7th end, purposefully give Kui a point, just to maintain hammer, just to maintain the possibility of some kind of hero shot at the end of the game with those teams, like you said, playing the top end, which Team Tirinzoni and Yoshimura both top end teams in the world. It comes down to what you think your opponent is going to be strongest at. Welcome new viewers. We've just spiked up to 800 concurrent viewers on YouTube. We've got a very interesting game. Sayaka Yoshimura fighting back to stay alive in this one. Team Tirinzoni, I've counted maybe 3 misses all game.
Nice shot there.
Yep, stacking up some dangerous angles in the top 8, top 4 foot here. Yoshimura with shot stone.
Yeah, and there is a little bit of a pocket they can draw to, and might not be so easy to get rid of. I mean, they'll have still have 3 shots to get things moving in the center there, but if they can lock one in, it's not looking terrible.
Interesting scenario. It's an interesting scenario because there's a lot of danger, a lot of dangerous Team Tirinzoni rocks in the scoring area, but with Team Yoshimura lying 1 right now, and with a rock with their player in the hack, a real opportunity to get some overlap and some kind of staggered angles going with a really nice draw here. Third rock for Yuni Patana.
new member on this team. Sayaka Yoshimura signaling the sweep with her outside hand, really calling her front end on. And this has been the tale of the game so far, just so close, but not quite getting the overlap they were looking for. It is going to leave the nose and inside angle of this red stone open. Team Tirinzoni make a play on. Still, a good position occupied in the top of the rings, but just once again, not quite able to get that perfection placement out of their stone.
Yeah, I think for now it's not perfect, but just good enough that it's not. Team Tirinzoni doesn't seem to want to try to hit that top one. They have to get really close to that yellow rock in order to make the double. And even if they make that, I don't think the top red goes out of the house. It probably goes into 8-foot or something. But if they ever like touch their yellow one first, that could be really bad. They might just like tap that red one straight back and make the
into that pocket you had mentioned.
Yeah. So it's a little bit scary to play that. And of course, if you're ever on the high side of that red one, then you might just jam it on your yellows too. So.
Get a little closer look here. Closer look at the puzzle Team Tirinzoni is trying to solve. They know they have a potential for a multi-score end here that would more or less win them the game. But they're trying to balance that against not getting too greedy, not playing a risky shot like you had mentioned that might give their opponent a steal, which, as we had discussed previously in the end, is the most analytically positive thing that could happen for Team Yoshimura, is to tie the game here in the 7th end. Lena keeps signaling at this red double. She thinks it's there. Silvana kind of, yeah.
Opens up their yellow one, top 8, make it more usable.
Split peel. Yoshimura now must decide, are we going to leave these in this position, or are we going to try and improve things ourselves? I feel like a really good result would be just a 2-foot tap there.
Like the jackets going on for the front end of Team Tirinzoni there. Game slows down and they start sweeping left. And like, oh, it's getting kind of cold now. Gotta bundle up.
Trying to stay fresh.
Keep those sweeping muscles warm.
Viewers keep spiking. Thank you to everyone sharing this game on your social media, texting it to friends and family members. Hey, that's how we're going to grow this streaming platform and get even more games going for you, even higher quality. So everyone sharing this game on YouTube or Facebook or CBC channel, thank you very much. Welcoming nearly 1,000 concurrent viewers to this B-Qualifier between Tirinzoni and Yoshimura. Story of this game, Team Tirinzoni out to a really strong start, took a 3-point lead, throughout the middle of the game. Yoshimura tried multiple times to get a multiple score end going, just wasn't quite exact enough with their shots, facing, of course, a elite Tirinzoni team that was chasing them all across the ice. Yoshimura finally got a break in the 6th end. With a score of 2. And a pretty well-played end at that as well. Now trying to keep that momentum going here in the 7th end. Manufacture a steal, or at the very worst, a force. With no guards, Team Yoshimura have to make a decision of if they're going to try and improve the situation in the forefoot on their own, or if they throw up another guard here. Sayaka Yoshimura follows her first shot down the ice. Very important placement on this stone. So she will protect the center line. Kind of overlaps both stones in the top forefoot. Pretty good guard. Taking away that potential double that Team Tirinzoni was looking at so hard earlier. Perhaps they wish they may have played it now that it's taken away, but they will still have some good angles here to promote their yellow stone into the button.
Yeah, just tap that yellow right button for Dene.
I think they may be throwing enough weight to try and catch both reds out of the way, kind of come off the back of this red in the top forefoot. Depends how much weight they throw.
I think if they just get the one back red out and sit 3, that'd probably be good. I mean, I'd be a little worried if you catch the back of the red when it doesn't. It'd probably be fine. Just all the rocks directing that yellow rays right back into that red.
This is really curling on them. Alina standing up. She knows that's going to be a ticked center guard. 4th time this game that Team Tirinzoni has played a little too tight to the center guard. That is going to be a positive result. Forces Yoshimura to replace the protection in front of the rings here. Yoshimura entertaining the idea of sitting 2 here, and I gotta say, I think I'm a fan of that. If you're going to force Alina Pets, in a shot against a against the steal, why not raise the stakes? Try to steal 2 instead of 1.
Absolutely. A steal of 1 is nice, but Tirinzoni still has the game under control. Steal of 2, and now it's really back to anybody's game.
Yeah. Looks like they will be taking this opportunity to promote this redstone in the top of the forefoot. Really hard-fought 2 ends here. Sayaka Yoshimura, the Japanese team, was getting chased around the rings. Tirinzoni was really controlling this game. Timely score of 2 in the 6th end. And a really well put together end here in the 7th. It's going to give Team Yoshimura a chance at, like you said, flipping this game, getting back to a 50-50 type scenario. Of course, Silvana Tirinzoni and Alina Pets will have a chance to answer after this shot, but let's see what Sayaka Yoshimura can do with her last stone here in the 7th end.
Pretty close. Starting to throw it now.
Looks really close. Trying to get about half of this red stone. That's right where they wanted to put it.
Yeah, very nice shot.
Is able to keep her shooter in that in-turn path. gotta think Team Tirinzoni is looking at the same out-turn, either promotion or run back.
Yeah, it looks pretty close to hitting it right on the nose, and maybe they can get one that way.
If they can catch it very, very thin, perhaps they spin that rock in the top of the button out of the scoring area, but geez, it's hard to imagine Yoshimura not stealing a point here. A brave call on that last shot. Forces Alina Pets of Team Tirinzoni. Very difficult shot for one.
Looks close. They do make it to kill one of the Reds. Yoshimura gets their steal, and it brings it up to tie game. Into the 8th end.
Really hard fight from Yoshimura here. Let's see if they can finish it off in the 8th end with a steal.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 2022 Western Showdown, the largest international women's curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you've decided to join us to see some of the top female curlers in the world participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the branch director of RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and support of curling in our community, we're so proud to be supporting the Western Showdown for its inaugural year. RBC is committed to working with our community partners to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the communities in which we live. Thank you to everyone from the Western Showdown team for putting together this amazing event. On behalf of RBC, enjoy the tournament.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Welcome back, 8th end. What an excellent comeback being put on here by Japanese team Yoshimura. Unable to score until the 4th end when it was a forced to 1. Things were looking pretty bleak. Down 4-1 without hammer. Very difficult situation there. But Yoshimura with a force in 5, deuce in 6, and a steal in 7 has found a way to tie this game back up against one of, if not the best women's team in the world.
Really nice tick shot. Start off the end here. By Briar Schwaller.
Team Yoshimura really has their communication going now. It's easy to get down in the middle of the game there, the first 2 or 3 ends. You know, things were not going their way. They were making their shots 80-90% of the way they wanted to, but just that extra 10% finesse was the difference between them and Team Tirinzoni. But now, these last few ends, they've really been dialing it up, and you can see the energy level kind of spike in Team Yoshimura here as they understand, hey, we've worked really hard to get to this point. Let's see if we can't finish it off. It's really going to help if they can keep center guard around here. Briar Schwaller, lots of skipping experience, has every kind of shot, including this tick.
And in this event, we are playing ticks allowed, except for the extra end. So since this is only the 8th end, they're allowed to take this one, even though it's on the center line. And well made again.
Well made again. I mean, the rock is still relevant. It's somewhat relevant to an out-turn draw path, but as far as clearing the center line, that's a job well done there. Skip Sayaka Yoshimura kind of hesitant to throw another center guard. She knows that there will be so she's signaling with her broom there. She knows that there will be angles for double peels, and really that red guard along the 4-foot line might be her only friend at this end.
Yeah, I think they just got to throw the guard and hope that either see a flash or a nose hit or a ricochet off one of the corners back to the center. So they really need something on the center line here in order to improve their chances of the steal.
Five rocks down the path already. It is time for peeling for Team Tirinzoni. Free guard zone is now complete. So it is green light, guns a-blazing. Peel number 1 made. Tirinzoni will look for 3 or 4 more of those. Rock throw at Aarau or Madera. Lead Anna Omaya signaling to her skip, giving all the information she can about this stone as it comes down the ice. Every team member doing everything they can within their roles to try and keep their composure. They know that they're facing an uphill battle against the Silvana Tirinzoni team that's not going to miss too many peels. All they can do is keep making their shots and adjusting what happens next. Carol Howells, peel number 2.
Silvana would really like to catch that red rock in the house and double those off. It'd be a nice bonus.
Almost gets a wish, but instead jams it. Probably slightly worsens the scenario, but still no big deal. I was wondering about this.
They're calling to go around now.
So Sayaka was actually looking at this on the second's first rocks. Understood that very low chance of Team Tirinzoni just missing center guard peel after center guard peel, and actually might even fear that they'll get a double peel going. So we'll see that there's 2 guards slightly overlapped, and will think to herself, this is my best chance to force Alina Pets to draw the 4-foot for the game. If Team Yoshimura can bury a stone here, there's 2 layers of protection, and it's very likely to stick around for the rest of the end. So very important shot here on the thirds first.
Gotta go to get a bye here.
Just a little down weight, unfortunately. That looked like good line, and the sweepers had a handle on it, but just needed a little more weight. Gonna be a wasted opportunity as
could rip this out, or could nose it or roll to the center line or something. The benefit with nosing it is then Team Yoshimura can't really draw behind those corners anymore. They'd have to draw behind the yellow one, which is not ideal. But then it is a rock that's closer to the center line that Yoshimura can draw behind, even though there will be a run back with it.
Yeah, you'll have a run back opportunity for a team that's very good at such opportunities.
Looks like they're gonna roll it to the side of the house again, though. For not doing the run back. This probably signals she's a little bit more comfortable with the draw to the 4-foot and that short run back, which I think most skips probably should be more comfortable with.
Really hanging out here. Jeez. Are just barely able to get an inch of that stone to remove it from play. Bit of a miss. It would have been really nice to keep that shot stone in a position that would have nullified a draw around these guards. But since that rock rolled out, Yoshimura will have another chance at making a good draw around these corner guards. Try and shrink the scoring area to the 4-foot. The goal, forcing Alina Pats to draw the 4-foot for the win. This one's got a curl. Weight looks much closer. They are able to get it to the 4-foot, very exposed. This will be a fairly routine hit. Although that's what we said about the last one.
Yeah, now on this shot, they can just roll it straight to the center line. No worries about Team Yoshimura drawing behind it, as it will be fully top 4, probably even touching the button. And Team Yoshimura will probably have to hit and roll on it. Maybe not necessarily right away, but
move it outside again. That will stick around in the 4-foot, so it will do its job.
yeah, not the ideal place to roll to.
No, so there is a freeze opportunity available if the goal was to force Alina Pets to a draw on her last stone. You can do that 2 ways. You can try and catch a piece of the 4-foot behind these corner guards that you've been drawing around, or you can try to freeze to this shot rock that Team Tirinzoni has just thrown. Freeze will have to be made nearly perfectly. As we've seen already today, removing dangerous stones, Alina Pets, nearly automatic. A really impressive cross-house double in the 3rd end, I believe. It was the 2nd end, maybe. Fourth, an even end.
Fourth? Okay.
When Yoshimura got forced to 1.
Oh, yes, right.
Very nice shot. Alina Pets' last rock in the 4th end, if anyone wanted to go back and check that one out. And while you're at it, Yoshimura's last shot in the 7th end really solidified that steal opportunity. A couple really big shots by either skip to give their team a big boost. Yoshimura working hard to try and make the shot for a game win as difficult as possible. Without a center guard, they'll have to hope on a Team Tirinzoni miss. To make that happen, they'll need likely 2 perfect rocks here. Skip Sayaka Yoshimura's first stone in the 8th end. You go full screen with her now. Sweeper's managing the curl. Doesn't look like it needs much weight help. Waiting for this to curl, hoping it stops. It will just in time. That's a very nice made shot. Leaves a little bit of room on the outside.
Yeah, Lino Pets will try to nose this with peel weight and remove it out of the house.
Just that little tap, hey Ryan, if that would have stopped maybe 6 inches sooner.
Yeah,
might have had
6 inches less, it would curl up just a little more and be a little bit closer. Probably wouldn't be removable. But that's the trick in the freeze. It's such a difficult shot. You have to have your weight and line just perfect.
Sweeper's smartly laying off it. Getting as much curl as possible out of that stone. Alina Pets We'll try to remove another dangerous Yoshimura stone. Her first rock in the 8th end. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Yeah, well played.
Rolls a bit to the outside. Yoshimura will have a decision to make. Do we make another corner freeze, where there will be a very available run back or draw opportunity, or yeah, where Anna Omaya is putting her broom? I think that's where I'd be tempted to try and play to, just steal shot rock behind those corner guards like Sayaka was trying to do earlier in the end.
Yeah, I feel like either shot, Lena Pets will just throw the draw straight to the button. I think they have enough room in turn or out turn to play it. I guess with I'm not sure which rock allows you to get closer to the button. I feel like both of them you're going to be just outside the 4-foot. So I think whichever path you know better is the way to go here.
I think you're right, and as you said, it's going to be the difference of maybe a half a rock. It's going to really only cut down the scoring area. Like you said, a very similar result. It just depends which one, like you said, you think you're going to throw the best. We think Alina Pats will throw a draw to the 4-foot, but you never know what they're discussing back there. Alina she's hit more than she's drawn this game, simply because of the early lead that Team Tirinzoni has jumped out to.
Yeah, unless they can see a good 2/3 of this rock, at least, I'm sure they will be playing the draw.
Sayaka Yoshimura. Last rock, 8th end, trying to complete a 4-point comeback against world number 1, Silvana Tirinzoni. Sweepers are on it right away. This is curling pretty hard.
Really got to go.
Skip really laying out, motivating her sweepers. It's just a little light. Line was good. They weren't able to get it there. Team Tirinzoni will not have to throw their final stone. Very impressive effort by this Japanese Team Yoshimura to find their groove, fight back in this game, and get a tie game in a situation where really, in the first 4 ends, that was all Tirinzoni.
Yeah, they made a good fighting comeback. Really hope we see this Yoshimura team qualify out of the C and make it to playoffs.
Well, the next game...
Oh yeah, go ahead for it, Larry.
I actually didn't. I started my sentence without knowing loser to 79. Team Yoshimura will take on Skylar Ackerman, Saskatchewan's own, at 8 p.m. tonight. The loser will be eliminated. The winner will qualify for the playoffs.
My name is Ryan Perrin. Joining me is Rory McCusker, and thank you all for watching, and join us again at 8 p.m. for more curling action.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 2022 Western Showdown, the largest international women's curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you've decided to join us to see some of the top female curlers in the world participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the branch director of RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and support of curling in our community, we're so proud to be supporting the Western Showdown for its inaugural year. RBC is committed to working with our community partners to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the communities in which we live. Thank you to everyone from the Western Showdown team for putting together this amazing event. On behalf of RBC, enjoy the tournament.